Jayam Prabhupada Jagatarya Sadasaman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jai Vrindavan Dham ki Jai Navadvip Dham ki Jai स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय all glories to the assembled all glories to the assembled. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dana. Yogyadana tapah karma natyajang karma karyameva tat natyajang karyameva tat yagyo danang tapaschaiva yagyo danang tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam yagyadana tapah karma Natyameva cha eva tat Yagyo danam tapaschaiva Pavanani manishinam
Pavanani Mani. There are 4 stages of spiritual life.
There are 4 stages of spiritual life.
The brahmachari, grihastha,
The brahmachari grihastha,
vanaprastha, and sannyas.
Vanaprastha and sannyas.
For brahmachari, yajna.
brahmachari jagya. or brahmachari yajna.
Yoga means to satisfy the Supreme Personality of God.
Yajna means satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Varnasana charvata purushena parapaman Vishnu aradha. The whole scheme, I think I'm feeling very hot. I have to take out.
Sanskrit. The whole scheme is very hot. I want to take off.
In another place, it is said,
In another place, it is said,
Jagyat karma annatra parvamandala.
Yagnasa karma banana anyatra.
That's all. That's all. Keep it there. So, brahmachari, in the beginning of life, brahmachari means
So the beginning of life, brahmachari means
beginning of life, student life. They must be trained up.
Beginning of life, student life, they must be trained up.
How to satisfy the Supreme Personality of God.
how to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
This is the first thing.
this is the first thing.
The brahmachari is trained up to rise early in the morning
The brahmachari is trained up to rise early in the morning
and offers fire sacrifice,
And offer fire sacrifice,
then studies of Vedas, then Sankirtan,
Then studies some Vedas and some Kirtan.
there are so many routine work for brahmachari.
there are so many routine work for brahmachari.
But this must be executed. And for grihastha,
This must be executed. And for grihastha,
dana, charity. Grihastha must be prepared
for grihastha dana charity. The grihastha must be prepared
or trained up to give charity. And will accept
Or trained up to give charity and will accept
the charity. The charity will be accepted by the brahmachari and sannyasi.
Who will accept the charity? Charity will be accepted by the brahmachari and the sannyasi.
Not the vanaprastha. Brahmachari will accept charity on behalf of the spiritual master.
Not the vanaprastha. Brahmachari will accept charity on behalf of the spiritual master.
And the sannyasi will accept charity only for his maintenance. That's all.
And the sannyasi will accept charity only for his maintenance. That's all.
The grihastha cannot accept charity. But
The grihastha cannot accept charity, but
a grihastha Brahman, he can accept charity.
But a grihastha brahmana, he can accept charity.
But he will not, accumulate money by taking charity.
But he will not accumulate money by taking charity.
Whatever he gets, he must spend. Then, dana pratigraha.
Whatever he gets, he must spend. Then dana pratigya.
Pratigraha means accept. But he cannot keep it in bank balance. He must, whatever.
On pratigya means to accept, but he cannot keep in bank balance.
Extra he has got, he must immediately give in charity.
any extra he has got, he must immediately give it in charity.
Then he can accept. A grihastha brahmana accept charity.
Then he can accept a grihastha brahmana types of charity.
There is a proverb in Bengali that a Brahmin, even if he gets,
There's a proverb in Bengali, even if a beggar he gets,
A Brahman.
Brahman, okay. Brahman he gets
lakh of rupees, 100,000 rupees, still he's a beggar.
Gets 1 lakh rupees, 100,000 of rupees. Still he is a beggar.
Because he'll not keep it. He'll not keep it for he'll immediately distribute it.
Because he will not keep it, he will immediately distribute it.
In charity. That's what he's called, and in Bengali, lakh taka bound vidi.
In charity, therefore he's called in Bengali, what's that word?
was Bengali proverb, lakh.
It doesn't matter. He gets 1 lakh of rupees contribution, but he remains a beggar.
it doesn't matter. He gets 1 lakh of charity contribution, but still he remains a beggar.
Because immediately he will distribute. So these things are very important things.
You will immediately distribute it. These things are very important things.
Jagadana tapa. And for sannyasi and vanaprastha, tapa.
Yajna Tapa, and for sannyasis, tapa and vanaprastha.
Tapasya. Tapodibbam. Tapasya means accepting voluntarily all kinds of inconveniences.
Tapodivyam. Tapa means accepting voluntarily all kinds of inconvenience.
Voluntary. Now the material activities are that we are trying to avoid inconveniences, material life.
The material activities, now we are trying to avoid inconvenience.
But spiritual life means to execute tapasya,
But spiritual life means to execute tapasa, austerity,
austerity, penance, even at the risk of all inconvenience.
Austerity, penance, blank all inconvenience.
Even at the risk of all inconvenience.
This is called tapasya. So Krishna says, Jagadana tapakriya no tajyam. You can give up your family life.
So this is called tapasya. So Krishna says, Sanskrit, you can give up your family life.
But you cannot give up this Jagadana tapa. That you can, at any circumstance.
But you cannot give up this Jagadana Tapa at any circumstance.
These things must be continued. Jagadana tapa. Not
These things must be continued. Yajna, dana, tapa. No
tajyam. Karjam even. Karjam means must. You must perform.
Sanskrit, karya means you must perform.
The Mayavadi sannyasis, karma tyagi, they do not work.
Mayavadi sannyasis, karmatyagi, they do not work.
Their principle is always study Vedanta.
And that their principle is to always study Vedanta.
Philosophy and whatever they require.
Philosophy and whatever is required.
A little, they will beg, taking alms from grihasthas and leave.
Something taken from the grihasthas and live. Little something.
whatever they require, they beg a little from the grihasthas
And follow these strictly. the principles of austerity. They are very strict.
And follow strictly the principles of austerity. They are very strict.
Those who are really Mayavadi sannyasi, not false, they follow strictly.
Those who are really Mayavadi sannyasis, not false, they follow strictly.
3 times taking bathing.
They follow strictly 3 times taking bathing.
Even in severest cold, they must. They lie down on the floor.
They lie down on the floor.
Even if the season is cold, even in severe cold.
And then at the end, he said, they must lie down on the floor. Also.
And always read Vedanta and Sankhya philosophy. But in spite of all these austerities, they do not approve.
Always read Vedanta, Sankhya philosophy. But in spite of all of these austerities, they do not approve.
The worship of deity, the transcendental form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
They do not approve of the transcendental worship of the deity, Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Because they are impersonalists, they do not worship.
Because they are impersonalists, they do not worship.
So, Shastra says, Jannirvindakha vimuktamanina tai asvabhavad abhishuddha buddha. So, these people, although they are thinking of themselves as liberated,
Shastra says, these people, although they think in themselves liberated,
they have become liberated. The Mayavadi sannyasis address amongst themselves.
They think they have become liberated. The Mayavadi sannyasis address among themselves.
Namo Narayana. Namo Narayana means every one of them.
Lapananaya means every one of them.
Namo Narayana. Namo Narayana means every one of them
Has become a Narayan. This is their philosophy.
Has become Narayana. This is their philosophy.
And from this Namo Narayan principle, Vivekananda Swami has manufactured the word.
And from this Namo Narayan principle, Vivekananda has manufactured
Daridra. So, Narayan has become very cheap thing.
Daridra Narayana. So, Narayana has become very cheap thing
For them. Everyone has become Narayan, everyone has become God.
everyone has become Narayan, everyone has become God.
Yes, they say the rascal God is now in the hospital. God is under operation.
Just like the rascal God is lying in the hospital, God is undergoing operation.
The Guruji God. So they have no shame even that
Blank.
Guruji God. So they have no
No. Shame even.
I am God. I cannot cure my bodily pains. What kind of God I am?
I cannot cure my bodily pains. What kind of God am I?
These rascals will proclaim that they are God, and there is set of rascals, they will accept, oh yeah.
These rascals will proclaim themselves to be God, and the set of rascals they will accept.
Vivekananda also said, so why you are finding out God here? Don't you see so many gods are loitering in the street?
Vivekananda said, why are you worshiping God? Don't you see so many gods loitering in the street?
The God has become a funny thing for them.
God has become a funny thing for them.
No, we do not accept such God. Our
No, we do not accept such God.
God is different. Our God is Jastu Narayanam Devam.
Our God is different. Our God is Jastu Narayanam Vidyam.
Brahmarudradi Daivate Samatena Javikheta Sapashandi Bhavedrumam. Our Narayan, that is real Narayan, exalted.
Sanskrit. Our Narayan is the real Narayan. Exactly.
Our Narayan, real Narayan, is exalted.
We cannot even compare with that Supreme Narayana, with such demigod.
He goes over, yes to Narayana Dev. We cannot even compare that Narayan with such demigods
Like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. What to speak of these rascals?
Like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. What to speak of these rascals?
Jastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devatam Samatena Vikhet. Any person, rascal, if he thinks that Narayan is equal to Lord Brahma,
Any rascal, if he thinks that Narayan is equal to
or Lord Shiva, there are Mahavadis, they said any demigod.
Any rascal who thinks that Narayan is equal to Lord Shiva, any demigod,
As good as Vishnu. You can worship any demigod.
is same as Vishnu. You can worship any demigod.
And the Mayavadis say you can worship any demigod.
It doesn't matter. Because their ultimate understanding is
It doesn't matter because their ultimate understanding is
that the absolute truth is impersonal. And you can imagine any form.
That the absolute truth is impersonal, and you can imagine any form.
Doesn't matter. You ultimately reach that impersonal, merge into the impersonal. This is their philosophy.
Ultimately, this absolute is impersonal.
You'll merge into that impersonal form.
You'll merge into that impersonal form. It doesn't matter.
But that is not the fact. The ultimate issue of the absolute truth
But that is not a fact. The ultimate issue, the absolute truth,
is Krishna, Bhagavan.
The ultimate issue of the absolute truth is Krishna, Bhagavan.
Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Sabdati. Absolute truth is realized in three phases.
Brahmati, Paramamati, Bhagavati, Sutte. The absolute truth is realized in three
Phases.
First of all, impersonal Brahma, then localized Paramatma,
first of all impersonal Brahman, then localized Paramatma,
and then the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. Krishna through Bhagavan Sam.
And the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna's two Bhagavan Swayam.
Absolute truth is described as Bhagavan. And there are many expansions of Bhagavan.
Link is described as Bhagavan, and there are many expansions of Bhagavan.
Advaita Achyuta Anadi Ananta Rupam. Ananta Rupam. Krishna has expansion, millions and trillions.
Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadi, Ananda Rupam, Krishna, Anantam. Krishna has millions of expansions.
Just like as Paramatma, Ishara Sarvabhutana Viddesha Junatistati. Not only he resides in everyone's heart,
Just like as Parama, Isvara Parama Krishna, such another figure. The Parama resides in everyone's heart.
Not only.
but in every atom.
blank.
But in every atom,
Andantarastham paramanuchayantarastham govindamadi purusham tamam bhajan. So, Krishna has got
Sanskrit, so Krishna has
many expansions, but they are all one. Advaita Achyuta.
Krishna's got many expansions, but they are one. Dvaitam Achyutam Anad.
Just like you have got experience that the sun
Just like you have got experience that the sun,
where if you have got millions of pots, the sun is reflected. You'll find millions
If you have got millions of ponds, the sun is reflected.
of sun. But although the sun is one,
Millions of suns, although the sun is one.
but we see that millions of suns are there in millions of pots.
But we see that millions of suns are there in millions of pots.
This is the understanding. God is one, but He can expand Himself.
this is the understanding that God is one, but he can expand himself.
In millions and trillions. There is no question of counting.
In millions and trillions, there's no question of counting. There's no question of counting.
Unlimited. But it's still one. Advaita. Achyuta. The Mayavadi philosophy is that because God has expanded Himself,
and still Advaitam and Achyutam, the Mayavadi philosophy that because God has expanded himself
in so many, all pervading, therefore He is finished.
In so many, all pervading, therefore he is finished.
He's finished. Just like material conception. You take any big paper,
He's finished, just like mature conception. You take any big paper
and make it into pieces and then throw it, the original paper is lost.
And make it into pieces and then throw it. The original paper is gone.
There is no more existence. That is Mayavadi philosophy. Mayavadi philosophy means because God is all-pervading,
That is Mayavadi philosophy. Mayavadi philosophy means because God is all pervading,
therefore He has no form.
He's all pervading, therefore He has no form.
He has finished His form. There cannot be any form. And this is material conception.
no spiritual form, there is no form. This is the material conception.
This is not spiritual conception. Spiritual conception is
This is not spiritual conception. Spiritual conception is
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate.
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate.
If Krishna is the complete, supreme, he expands himself in
In Krishna, he is complete, supreme. Even if he expands himself,
millions and trillions of complete form, still he is complete.
millions and trillions of complete forms, still he is God.
I think it was that still he is complete.
still his company. This is conception of Krishna. So, therefore, Abboy. Abboy means Achyuta, Abboy.
Therefore, he is Abhayam, Achyuta.
Achyuta, when he does not fall. It is not like that in my bank I have got 100 pounds.
Still, he has got form. It is not that like in the bank I have got 100 pounds.
If I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this 100 finished, my bank balance is finished.
If I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finish 100, my bank balance finished.
It is not like that. Krishna is so complete that immediate forms.
It is not like that. Krishna is so complete that something forms, innumerable forms.
Maybe expanded from him is still his company.
May expand from him, still he's complete.
Purna Sapurna Madaya. These verses you have already read in the Upanishad.
Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishate. I don't know what he said after that.
These verses you have already read in the Isha Upanishad.
So, that is the conception of Krishna. So unless you, from the very beginning,
That is the conception of Krishna. So unless you, from the beginning,
you practice yoga, or if you are a grihastha,
You practice yajna, or if you are grihastha,
giving charity, and when you take some,
Give in charity, and when you take
you undergo tapasya, how will you understand this philosophy?
You undergo tapasya. How can you understand this philosophy?
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the schedule for today will be, there'll be an offering at 12, as far as I understand, and then there'll be kirtan and bhajans in the temple room. Then we'll do the Boga Arti and we'll honor Feast Prasadam at 1:30. Then tonight at 6, there'll be kirtans here in the temple room and again, and then we'll do the Gora Arti, and then we'll do some hearing and chanting about on this topic of Radhastami. Thank you very much.